There are certain truths about life that nobody sits you down and explains. No teacher mentions them in school. No parent fully prepares you for them. You are simply expected to figure them out on your own, usually through pain, usually after you have already paid the price of not knowing. By the time most people understand these truths, years have already passed. Opportunities have already been missed. Damage has already been done. And all they are left with is the bitter realization that if someone had just told them earlier, things could have been different. This is that conversation, the one nobody had with you. Let's get into it. The first harsh truth is that life is not fair, and it never will be. People spend an enormous amount of energy being angry about this fact instead of accepting it and moving forward. You will work hard and still lose. You will do everything right and still face unfair outcomes. Someone less talented than you will get the opportunity you deserved. Someone who did less work will get more credit. This is not pessimism. This is reality. And the people who succeed in life are not the ones who wait for fairness. They are the ones who accept the unfairness, stop wasting energy resenting it, and focus completely on what they can actually control. The moment you stop expecting life to be fair is the moment you stop being disappointed by it constantly, and you start working with the world as it actually is instead of how you wish it would be. The second harsh truth is that most people will not be happy for your success the way you imagine they will be. This one stings, but it needs to be said. When you start improving your life, losing weight, building wealth, starting a business, pursuing a dream, you expect the people around you to be excited and supportive. And some will be, but many will not. Some people will quietly compare themselves to you. Some will become distant. Some will subtly try to discourage you, sometimes without even realizing they're doing it, because your growth makes them uncomfortable with their own stagnation. This does not mean people are evil. It means human nature includes comparison, insecurity, and unconscious competition. Understanding this early protects you from being shocked or hurt later when the support you expected does not show up the way you imagined. Surround yourself with people who are genuinely capable of celebrating you. They exist, but you have to be selective because not everyone qualifies. The third harsh truth is that comfort and growth cannot exist in the same space. Everyone wants to grow. Everyone wants a better body, a better career, better relationships, better skills. But almost nobody wants to give up the comfort required to get there. You cannot keep your comfortable routine and expect an uncomfortable transformation. You cannot avoid difficult conversations and expect deeper relationships. You cannot stay in your safe, familiar patterns and expect a life that looks nothing like the one you currently have. Growth requires discomfort. Discomfort is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that you are finally doing something different than what got you to where you currently are. The moment you accept that discomfort is simply the cost of growth, you stop avoiding it and start using it. The fourth harsh truth is that time does not wait for you to feel ready. People love to say when the time is right or when I feel more prepared. But time does not operate on your emotional schedule. It moves forward regardless of whether you feel confident, ready, or capable. The people who built successful businesses did not wait until they felt ready. The people who changed their health did not wait until motivation magically appeared. The people who repaired important relationships did not wait for the perfect emotional moment. They acted while still unsure, still afraid, still unprepared, because they understood that waiting to feel ready is often just another name for waiting forever. Every year you spend waiting for readiness is a year that belonged to someone who decided to start anyway. The fifth harsh truth is that most people will forget you faster than you think. This sounds harsh because it is harsh. We like to believe we are deeply important and unforgettable to everyone around us. The truth is that life moves on. People get busy. New relationships form. Memories fade. Even people who once felt central to your life eventually become distant memories for both of you. This is not meant to make you feel small. It is meant to free you. If people will move on with or without your approval, with or without your presence, then you no longer need to live your life trying to be remembered, validated, or approved of by everyone around you. Live in a way that is meaningful to you. Build a life that satisfies you. Stop performing for an audience that, frankly, is not paying nearly as much attention as you assume. The sixth harsh truth is that nobody is coming to save you. This is one of the hardest lessons to accept, especially for people who grew up hoping that eventually someone, a parent, a partner, a mentor, fate itself, would step in and fix everything for them. Nobody is coming. The career change has to come from you. The discipline has to come from you. The decision to heal, to grow, to change direction, all of it has to come from you. This is not a depressing truth. It is actually one of the most empowering ones, if you choose to see it that way. Because if nobody is coming to save you, that means the power to change your life was never outside of you in the first place. It was always yours. The seventh harsh truth is that most of your stress is coming from things that have not even happened yet. People spend enormous amounts of mental energy worrying about outcomes that never occur. They replay future conversations that never happen the way they imagined. They prepare for disasters that never arrive. They live in a constant state of anticipatory anxiety about a future that, statistically, rarely unfolds the way they fear. This habit silently destroys present happiness. While your mind is busy fighting imaginary battles in the future, real life, the actual present moment, the only one that is guaranteed, is passing you by unnoticed and unappreciated. Learning to bring your attention back to what is actually happening right now, instead of what might happen later, is one of the most underrated skills a person can develop. The eighth harsh truth is that effort does not guarantee results. This contradicts almost everything people are taught growing up. Work hard, get good things. But life does not operate on a guaranteed exchange rate. You can put in years of effort and still fail. You can do everything correctly and still not get the outcome you wanted. This is not a reason to stop trying. It is a reason to detach your effort from a guaranteed outcome and instead attach it to the process itself. People who understand this stop quitting after one failed attempt because they were never expecting a guarantee in the first place. They understood effort increases the probability of success. It does not promise it. The people who eventually succeed are usually the ones who failed enough times without quitting, not the ones who never failed at all. The ninth harsh truth is that the people who hurt you the most are often the ones who never apologize. There is a fantasy many people carry where they imagine the person who wronged them eventually returning, full of remorse, offering a heartfelt apology that finally brings closure. For most people, that moment never comes. Waiting for an apology that may never arrive keeps you tied to the person and the pain indefinitely. Healing cannot be conditional on someone else's willingness to admit fault. Real closure does not come from someone else's words. It comes from your own decision to stop waiting, stop needing their acknowledgement, and choose peace regardless of whether they ever give you the apology you feel you deserve. The 10th harsh truth, and perhaps the most important one, is that you are the only person who will be with you for your entire life. Friends come and go. Relationships begin and sometimes end. Even family relationships change over time. But you remain. The relationship you have with yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself, whether you respect yourself, is the one relationship that exists from your very first day to your very last. Most people spend years being incredibly critical of themselves, talking to themselves in ways they would never tolerate from another person, while desperately seeking approval and validation from everyone else. The truth nobody tells you is that the most important relationship you will ever build is the one with yourself. Everything else in your life, your relationships, your career, your confidence, your decisions, is filtered through how you see and treat yourself first. Here is what ties all of these harsh truths together. None of them are meant to discourage you. They are meant to prepare you. Life will hand you these lessons whether you are ready for them or not. The only choice you actually have is whether you learn them now, through understanding, or later, through painful experience. Most people learn these truths the hard way, after the damage, after the wasted years, after the regret has already settled in. But you don't have to be most people. You have just been told what nobody told you. What you do with that information now is entirely up to you.